Jim, thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program tonight. Good talking to you again.
Well, once again, welcome back to the Second Amendment Battleground State.
Yeah, and the battle was raging yesterday. A number of anti-gun bills up for discussion in committee yesterday, right?
Oh, yeah, there was a whole host of issues being tossed around, bills that would, the typical one gun a month, which we call the Lawful Citizens Imprisonment Act, microstamping bills, bills that would mandate $250,000 liability insurance policies on handguns, and the so-called assault weapons loophole, which there actually isn't any in Massachusetts, but that didn't stop them from testifying about the bills that they certainly want to even further restrict our Second Amendment rights here in Massachusetts. So
absolutely,
it was a heck of a day. I am proud, though, that a lot of Second Amendment activists came out and packed the hearing room and really just kind of told the legislature that they're tired of what's going on. So yeah, it was a busy day for sure.
Well, it's great that there was such big turnout. Now, were any votes cast on this legislation?
No, it was simply a hearing process for all of the legislation. There were a few good bills. There was the pepper spray bills, probably 4 or 5 of those, which we're still trying to do away with the licensing for that issue, as well as a bill filed by Minority Leader Representative Brad Jones, who wants the state to start tracking the effectiveness of the gun laws in Massachusetts. And that's a bill he has filed for 3 or 4 years and has always met with opposition for some reason.
Yeah. wonder why. Well, I got to tell you, on last night's program, we talked with Reverend Sean Harrison, and it was fascinating to get his take, and to hear what happens when you are an advocate for children, you are an anti-gang advocate, but you don't toe that gun control line of let's blame the inanimate objects, and instead let's try to focus on helping the people that can be helped and punishing the people who've broken the law. And then to see Nancy Robinson from Citizens for Safety up there talking about, we have to blame the gun owners, in essence, Jim. That was her statement. You gotta ask, where are these guns coming from? And the answer is, it's not enough to say the illegal firearms market. We got to go after the legal gun owners.
Well, it was quite interesting because, first of all, the Boston Globe had an article out today about the hearing, and it really showed you how biased that paper is once again when they tried to turn it into a partisan situation. The first line or two when they said it was basically Republicans versus Democrats, and there was no such thing happening yesterday. There were a lot of Democrat legislators who testify against those particular bills, and also in favor of the good bills that we want. But there were also members of the committee who were Democrats who were asking very serious, tough questions of our opposition. And matter of fact, Nancy Robinson lost a lot of credibility yesterday when she brought in some supposed inner-city youth who said they had attended the gun show in Springfield at the Big E Fairgrounds and supposedly were offered, out-of-the-trunk sales by people in the parking lot with no background checks. And when she was questioned by both the vice chair of the committee and others as to, okay, did you immediately report this crime? Because it's obviously a crime, what happened. Mm-hmm. And they kind of stammered around it and said there were no police available. And, did you know you could call police and report crimes these days? And she wasn't quite sure of that. And, it's kind of a shame when they come up with this rhetoric and then have absolutely no facts to back it up. But the big bomb that I dropped yesterday on the legislature, of course, if you're not watching certain radio shows, you're not getting the information about Project Gunrunner and Fast and Furious, and it's unfortunate because yesterday when I was testifying about the one gun a month bill, which is supposed to be there to stop straw purchases and so forth, when I announced that there were congressional hearings going on right now and that literally the ATF has become the #1 gun distributor for criminal activity in the country, there were a lot of eyes rolling back going, oh, my Lord, what has happened and why don't we know about this? So it's gun owners that are giving them this information, and unfortunately it's not on the headlines of the Boston Globe where it should be. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jim, again, I appreciate you coming on the program, sir, and I know since this is the Second Amendment Battleground State of Massachusetts that we're discussing, we'll be sure to have you on again soon.
All right. Thanks, Cam.
Thank you, sir. Jim Wallace, Executive Director of the Gun Owners Action League, joining us here on NRAnews.com.